The question for this episode is, as a partner, how do you effectively go to market or GTM with an ISV?
This is a very good question that many ISVs don't put enough time into deeply considering. We're often concerned about getting as many partners as possible to sell our software. It makes sense, where everyone's here to make money. And we often think of ourselves as the best game in town, as we also should. Our mothers would tell us the same thing, of course. But in reality, AvePoint, we created our first global partner program a few months back now, and we got some feedback on our GTM motion specifically, and we realized after talking to partners that this is a widespread thing. A lot of partners that are working with vendors are realizing, and it boils down to focusing less on the ISV or the vendor from making ourselves look good. And when you go to market as a vendor in the channel world, you actually want to make the partner look good and out front.
Fundamentally, this makes a lot of sense. So partners are the ones that have to actually go out and sell the solution. So they may have multiple ISVs that they work with, their own solutions that they are packaging together. So it's not about any one magical solution that's out there, but creating that holistic story to set the partner apart from the rest of the pack.
Exactly. As an ISV, we have to accept our position as a slice of cheese, right? And the partner solution sandwich. Clearly, you want to be the best dang on piece of cheese there is. But you do that by equipping the partners with the collateral information they need. But at the end of the day, you are a piece of the sandwich. And you want to make sure that you're leaving room in that collateral that the partner is allowing to put their complete total solution.
So absolutely. So how does an ISV go about creating a GTM strategy with a partner?
Yep. So really, first off, it boils down to creating a great, better together story, right? You really need to understand what the service you offer as a partner is, what the service the vendor has, and then how that's meeting the customer's needs. You really want to have that deep business justification when it comes to recommending a solution. Because one of the biggest wastes of time you can have in a business campaign is making that commitment as a ISV or as a partner because you simply like each other, doing a go-to-market motion because you like going to happy hour, right? You really want to make sure the customer's needs are coming first. And then, as an ISV, you have to provide the specifics, simply the specifics of how your solution helps, and then allow the partner to add their voice and really lead it.
So what is the best way that you've seen for an ISV to provide that part to their customers or to their partner? Sorry.
You want to make sure that you have a way for them to access the content, right? But you want to keep it simple. Oftentimes we'll create these really complex, beautiful brochures, but we found that simply creating a simple Word document with the benefits and the technical features of your solutions as a vendor is most effective. You don't necessarily have to always provide complete brochures to your partners. In reality, most sophisticated partners have their own branding guidelines and how they create presentations or proposals. The ISV needs to really let the partner determine what that presentation looks like for their customers.
Yep, got it. Keep it simple, stick to the facts, bulleted list of here's the strengths, here's the call to action, here are the benefits of that, and allow the partner to then go and incorporate the ISV's solution and all of that wording, that messaging, that positioning into their own offering.
Yeah, and really, there's two sides to it because you have the partners kind of going proactively, but there will be times where you want to, as an ISV, have your partners run campaigns on specific messaging that you had in mind. And this is where you gotta, stand up and put in the time and the work to actually, put in more effort with your particular partners. So if there's a specific message that as an ISV you want to convey to your partner's customers, you need to have, as the vendor, more of a heavy hand, and you need to put in the time to train the partner's team to make sure that story is very clear. You need to send and set specific times for scheduled trainings, coordinate marketing calls to build specific materials and make sure it fits both folks' parameters. And then, and this will also be a benefit, especially with that better together story, is you want to set metrics and outcomes if, as a vendor, you want to drive a story directly with the partner's customers.
Yeah, completely agree here. So ISVs, they're going to have their grand plans. They're going to have their strategies that are out there. But co-marketing means both organizations have a voice and they need to put the equal effort into, especially around the more complex go-to-market strategies.
Yeah, co-marketing with as a vendor is not set and forget it. Great, you have a portal. Great, you have a bunch of brochures. That doesn't mean you're going to create a good GTM motions just having stagnant brochures. You have to put in the times. And one of the biggest recommendations we really have is keep it simple. And that means do a lot of the legwork to make that sure that any message that you put out as a vendor is easily digestible for the partners and they have space to incorporate their voice.
Agreed. And so to summarize these points, so first, understand what the better together story is with your partnership. Second, as an ISV, make sure to put the partner's message first on your collateral because it's about the partner that's actually out doing the selling. Third is to create easy ways for partners to get the marketing copy that they need, the messaging that they need, especially if you're working with specific industries and might have very nuanced messaging around that. You don't need to create entirely new collateral, but just provide the messaging that they can go and tailor themselves. And then fourth, if you're going to go to market with the ISV's message first, the ISV needs to put in the hours and co-market with the partner.
Absolutely. It needs to be a team effort. You should always feel supported by one another. It's not a one-way street either way. And that's how you can notice if you have a good partnership, right? If you ask for help in a go to market and you actually get solid support from the vendor, you as a partner of that vendor should really feel empowered, and you should in today's age, you should demand that level of attention from your partnership. So that's it. If anyone wants to learn more, you can always check us out at AvePoint's partner program at www.avepoint.com/partners.